when you're a woman who's stepped into her own self-growth, who's becoming a better version of herself, who's having a glow up, who's becoming that girl, you are going to be more likely to be preyed upon, and you're going to be more likely to attract insecure men that want to break you down as a way of feeling like they have power. This is something we have to be very aware of as women, because I think when we grow and we become a better version of ourselves, I think we have like this idea that we are immune to toxic people, and now no toxic people will ever come into our life again. And that is completely BS. That's not true. When you become a better version of yourself, when you grow and you have a mental and physical glow up, what will actually happen is that you will magnetize the energy the energy of growth first and foremost, and that energy will trigger so many more people than before. That energy will trigger and trigger and trigger, because now your energy is up here, and the people maybe you were around before, or maybe the general energy of men will be triggered, because now you're no longer shrinking yourself, you're growing, so now you are more visible. That's what happens when you grow. This is why it's very important to learn how to keep yourself as a woman when you grow and you step into the better version of yourself. Because when you grow, growth is called growth for a reason. You become bigger. You become more comfortable being seen as who you truly are. You become more comfortable with not shrinking yourself. And that is an energy that will be visible. And that energy is something that insecure men especially will prey upon and will use in order for them to gain power. This is why when we usually, it's a phenomenon, we see women they have it going on, they grow, they become an amazing version of themselves. And then suddenly there's a man in their life that for some reason, he seems perfect. He seems like he's doing everything right. But bam, turns out he was just there to try to undermine her, to bring her down, because he did not feel like he had enough power on his own. So in order for him to feel good enough about himself, he needed to take her power, and he needed to break her power so that he could say within himself, oh, well, is she really that powerful if someone like me can break her? Because he knows deep down he's not that powerful. He knows deep down he's insecure. He knows deep down that he doesn't have power. So he tries to break her down as an argument that he's more powerful than her because he could break her down. As I said before, just because we grow does not mean we become immune, especially because when we grow, suddenly we will have bigger challenges as women. When you become a more successful version of yourself, insecure men will prey on you, and for a while, they might not appear insecure, they might not appear red flags, but that's because they're trying to get an in on you. That's because they're trying to see how much energy they can give to you so that you open up your energy to them so that they can harvest and harvest and harvest. This is why when we, date men in general, we have to be very, very aware of oversharing with them, especially oversharing our success. This is why it is always a better idea as a woman, first and foremost, not to date men through the internet, online dating, or dating men that are very online on social media. It's better to go out into, not the wild, because men you find in the wild are wild, but curated environments. But at the same time, no matter what, we have to be very vigilant, because men will see a powerful woman. They will see a woman who is good at taking stage, and they will see that, oh, she has this stage. Now, let me see what I can do to be on this stage so that I can ruin the performance. If you've ever seen one of those movies where something like Home Alone 2, where Kevin is performing in the Christmas choir, and he's singing, and he's doing his thing. He's little and cute, and Buzz, the his brother, his big brother, is like completely sabotaging him. He's ruining everything. He is, making fun of him. And as soon as Kevin finds out that Buzz is really mocking him on the stage, then he turns around and he pushes him. And you know who gets the blame? Kevin does. The kid who actually took the stage gets the blame for the person who came in and ruined it. This is something we have to be very aware. This happens a lot with women. What happens is that a woman takes her stage as she should. She takes her space as she should. She grows as she should. She gets everything that she deserves as she should. And then a man shows up. And then he wants to be a part of the stage, but he doesn't want to build the stage. He just wants to take the stage. And because he realizes that he can't build the stage anymore, what he's going to start to do is that he's going to start to disintegrate the stage. He's going to start to break it down. Because, well, if I can't have the stage, if I can't take over, if I can't invite the same energy in that she invites, then I have to break it down because I can't handle the fact that someone can have more than me. I can't handle that. So I'm going to start to break her down. I'm going to humiliate her. I'm going to do all of these things to see if she will crack, because I want the stage to crack under her. I know she's a great performer, but I want the stage to crack under her so that she's performing on uneven ground. That's what men do. And this is also why when we do become more comfortable with taking up more space on social media or in general in life, when we become a better version of ourselves, we have to be very, very vigilant. When you grow, that does not mean that things are going to be paused and now you've grown, like you've come to a new level and now you can relax. No, every time you grow, you get to the first level of your next adventure, right? Like, so every time you get into a new level, every time you grow, you're essentially stepping into new ground that you haven't quite learned to assess yet. And this is especially where the men become predatory and they want to take part of your life so that they can break you down, because they clock, oh, okay, you know what? I see her growing. I see her becoming a better version of herself. But I know she hasn't found her footing yet. So let me pretend like I'm here to support her so that she feels like she has a confidant, that she feels like she has someone she can confide in. And then I can take all of the worry she has with her growth, because you are going to have worries. There's nothing wrong with having worries. You're going to have worries when you grow. It's going to be like, wow, okay, now I'm here. What's the next thing to do? And he's going to find little bits and pieces, little holes in the surface, and he's going to swoop in and he's going to make it seem like, first and foremost, that he needs to be there. Like, well, now we're together. I've done all of this for you. Why don't you post me? Why isn't it more about us? Second of all, he is going to be definitely trying to make you believe that, well, your growth is mostly because of his existence in your life. And when you're a woman who is maybe just turning into your growth, or when you're just a woman in general, because women are amazing creatures that believe in the best of people, then you might say, you know what, that's right. Because we think that the peace that we experience because of our boundaries, of our growth, is actually peace acquired by being in the company of a man. Because that's how the patriarchy works. We think that we all have to find a man to give the, the credit to. Oh, that's why when a woman, gets into a relationship with a guy, or when a woman on social media suddenly has a man, it's like, oh, suddenly I can see why she's so happy. It's like her fame or her success or whatever is only a result of her being with him, which in reality just builds him, because it's all her in the first place. And men clock this. Men know that women have this energy. Men know that women have this power to build a man just from her energy, just from her presence. That's why they also tell women that beauty doesn't matter that much, only brains matter. And it's only about connection. It's not about how we look. They tell women this so that they can actually disrupt our energy and use it for themselves. This is exactly why I always say that pretty privilege is a privilege for a reason. And the men that are saying that, oh, brains matter more than beauty, they're just doing this to make it seem like you have to pick between being smart and being beautiful so that men can use this smartness that you're now trying to prove to everyone and their mom, to use it so that they can have an easier life and you can feel like you are proving yourself to be a good woman by doing all of this and all of that. This is exactly why men say brains matter more than beauty, because in reality, beauty and brains go hand in hand. Beauty, in my humble opinion, beauty has nothing to do with you being a Victoria's Secret model. It has nothing to do with you being a size 0. It has nothing to do with you looking a specific way. Beauty has something to do with nurture. Beauty has something to do with feminine energy. Beauty has something to do with creating. It has something to do with existing as a woman. Beauty has something to do with waking up in the morning and wanting to show up for yourself. Beauty has something to do with waking up and wanting to be you. That is beauty. And this is why men are very, very adamant about throwing out this whole, oh, brains matter more than beauty, and oh, you're thinking too much about how you look, and I don't want you to wear all of this makeup, and I don't want you to do all of this and all of this to your body. Maybe you want to get something done. Maybe you want to get lip filler. Maybe you want to get, I don't know, your behind done. Whatever it is you want to get done, they'll be like, no, you should not be worrying about your beauty that much. And honestly, there's also valid reasons for not wanting to get plastic surgery or something done or whatever. Absolutely, there are valid reasons for that. But this is just an example where when you tune into your beauty and you're like, I want to wear this, I want to show up like this, I want to try out this, they start being like on some, oh, you're beautiful as you are. Yeah, you should know your inherent value, but they know, they say that because they know that the only thing that they're preaching to women is, first and foremost, we got beauty commercials all over the place. So we know it's all about beauty. We would be absolutely stupid if we didn't know that it's all about beauty. But second of all, they're trying to sling it in our heads that beauty don't matter because they don't want to do the dirty work. They want the power, they want the control, they want the access, but they don't want to be able to facilitate what they need to facilitate in order for a woman to truly be beautiful. Because you know what? You know what happens when a woman becomes really, really powerful? Well, a man starts to try to break her down. A lot of the ways that a man actually tries to break down a woman is, the sad example is getting her pregnant, making her a mom so that she will break down, right? That she will have too much to deal with. And then when this woman has the baby and she has to take care of the baby because he doesn't want to show up and he doesn't want to do what he needs to do as a man, well, then he's like, oh, well, you fell off, or you're not really doing as good as you used to do, or, oh, you really let yourself go. And then he'll be like looking for that beautiful woman that social media is all about. And he will be like, oh, why can't you look like this? Well, first and foremost, this guy just wanted to have power over you. He wanted to have power so that he could feel your power shrink. He wanted to shrink your power because men think that power means that if you want to have power, that means that someone else can't have it. Men think that, oh, if I'm supposed to have power, that means that someone else can't have it. That's not how the universe works. The universe is unlimited. The universe is abundant. So when men go out and they try to get a woman pregnant as a power move, as a control thing, then, well, what he feels is that he's gaining power by taking power away from her, and also because his seed is in her. Not knowing that creating life, no matter if the man is whatever it is he is, that is it's a strength, and the woman will still become the best version of herself. And we've seen that. We've seen single mothers rise and become the best version of themselves. This is why these men are constantly doing it. They haven't clocked that yet, that women are growing regardless, but it's also very important to know that you need to protect yourself, because these men will do it to make it them feel more powerful because they don't feel like they have any inherent power within themselves. And they can't understand that you can both have power. You can also give while having, you can make someone more powerful while you still have power. The most powerful men, the men that actually clock that they're powerful, the men that actually are not insecure, they will want your power to grow as their power grows. They don't think that your power is dependent on you being less than him. They think that your power should grow as he grows too. He knows that your power is not going to diminish, and he shouldn't be diminishing you just for him to feel more power. He should feel honored to know that you are willing to grow, and he should honestly feel honored to know that you're willing to walk away. The most powerful man will tell you this: if you were better off with someone else, I would want you to be with someone else. If I couldn't give you what you needed, I wouldn't want you to be with me. But the men that are insecure will make it seem that you are the one who needs to get rid of your power in order for him to feel more powerful, in order for him to feel like the man. And he will either do this consciously or subconsciously. He will either do this verbally or he will just do it like action wise. He will either do it in a way where he will first love bomb you by making it seem like you're the perfect match and you guys got things going on together and like, oh my God, we're a power couple. And he will do everything by the book. He will do everything that matches your power. And then when he gets through the door, he'll smack the door right back in your face so that he'll be like, oh, I got the last laugh. This is also why it is so essential for women to be a little vigilant when it comes to sharing their man on social media. I've talked about this before. You should not be sharing your man on social media, because if you don't share your man on social media, you can actually test him. If this man gets uncomfortable, if he's on some, you need to share me, you should be sharing me, I want everyone to know that you're taken, then first and foremost, he don't trust you, and then you shouldn't be able to trust him either. Because he's trying to do this upfront declaration so that he doesn't have to do a declaration by himself. Like, then he can use that as like collateral to prove, ooh, I'm in a relationship. So that whenever something goes whenever something goes south, he can be like, well, I posted you. Well, we have all of this together, so why are you doubting this? We have to act like it's 1995 or something. Social media doesn't exist. That is how the relationship should be. The relationship should be so that it doesn't matter if you're on social media or not. You could delete your social medias tomorrow and it wouldn't matter. This is something men will try to make you post them so that they get your stage. As I said before, they will try to make you post them so that they get your stage. And they don't want to admit that this is what they're doing, but they're actually attention whores. They don't want to admit that, but they know that they can't gain the attention for themselves, so they're going to use your energy to try to gain that attention. They know they can't get the attention by themselves, so they're going to use your attention for themselves, and then they're going to realize that your attention was never enough. And what they're going to do then is they're going to go somewhere else. You know what that means. And then when they go somewhere else, they're going to realize that they couldn't get that energy somewhere else because they're the problem. And then they're going to come crawling back. But now you've already seen the trust break. And this is where you have to just get up and leave and not get into a whole fight, get into a whole spiel with him, because he will try to use everything that you've had together as a way to, well, first and foremost, undermine your growth, to make it seem like, oh, well, you didn't really grow that much if you got played by me. But second of all, he's going to use it so that you feel like you're in debt. Like, oh, we spent this much time together and this happened to our relationship. This means that we need to stick together. No. Clock that. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. And a lot of girls fall victim to it. An insecure man will always try to target a successful woman because he does believe that her energy is worth more than other women. It's not, but he believes that. That's because he has a ego he needs to fulfill that he can't even make himself happy. So what he thinks is that no matter what, the energy you give him is going to be positive. No matter if it's good energy or if it's bad energy, no matter if you're arguing or if you think he's a good man, if you're giving him affirmations, he's going to think that the energy you're giving him is positive energy. This is why men, these insecure men, first and foremost, they hook you by doing everything right? So they hook you by doing everything that you want. They match your personality. They see what you do on social media and they match that, right? And from then on, eventually they'll flip the switch and now they'll take their energy away. And because we are women, we think that everything is about reciprocation. So what we're going to do is we're going to be like, oh, what? I still believe in this. I'm going to give you energy and I'm going to give you more energy. And he's going to be like, I can give less energy and still going to give me energy. So he's going to shrink and shrink and shrink his energy. And you're going to keep giving more and more and more. Eventually, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to get angry. You're going to be like, why is the energy not reciprocated? You're going to bring that up with him. And he's going to be like, gotcha, because now he feels like he's got you. Because you're not willing to walk away. You're questioning him instead of walking away, instead of finding your energy elsewhere. You're questioning him. So he's actually getting energy from you. And he thinks this energy is positive. Even if you think it's negative, he thinks it's positive. It's kind of like a dog. When you have a dog and this dog bites people. If you go to this little dog and you're petting its head and you're saying, oh, little Rocky, you shouldn't be biting people. I know I love you, but you shouldn't be biting people. You're such a good dog, but don't bite people, sweet doggy. That's exactly what men feel when they mess up and you come back and you're like, I want to build our relationship. I want to solve things. Why are you not doing what you need to do? Why are you not? Men are like, oh, you're just petting me? So biting people wasn't that bad? I mean, biting if he was a dog. But so doing something bad isn't that bad because you're still giving me energy. So I'm still getting something out of it, which means I can continue doing it because you're still going to give me energy. You're just going to bring up, oh, I want to solve it. So he's going to continue doing bad things because he feels like he's getting a treat from doing bad things. This is also why it's very dangerous for you to post your man on social media, because a man will think no matter how this relationship goes, no matter if he ends up being bad, no matter if you end up exposing him, whatever it is, he will think that this energy is good energy. He will feel that his ego is boosted because now some woman is talking about. We, as women, we don't think about that. We're like, oh, now I'm going to expose him. But these men, they love it. They might say that they're sorry. They might be like, I'm apologizing, or, oh, but they like it because that means that they're going to have more eyes on them because their attention, they love the attention, no matter if it's bad or if it's good. They say that all press is good press, and that's true when it comes to what men think about you giving them attention. Whether you're giving them attention because they did something wrong or whether you're giving them attention because they did something right, it's still attention. And attention is the strongest power in the universe. That is why we have the law of attraction. What you put attention towards, energy flow towards. And men clog this. They know that if you give this man attention for him doing something bad, that means that he did something right. And he will do that again. He will go somewhere else and do that again because he likes the being infamous. He likes the energy of having done something wrong. He thinks he's some boss, from a villain, like a villain in a movie where he keeps doing bad things and now he's the cool villain because he's doing all of these bad things. That's how men think. So this is why it is also very dangerous to be posting a man on social media, especially exposing him after something has gone wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. First and foremost, I want to say there's nothing wrong with saying this man did me wrong. But there's also a limit to when it should be left alone. Because the thing is that these men will eat it up. They will eat it up. And then when they go to specific environments, no matter if you think that a man being exposed is going to make him worse off, There are going to be environments, no matter what, that are going to make him a king for having been associated with you, because no matter what, he will still be able to live off of the association of having been with you, having been in contact with you, having been seen with you. This is why I say beauty is currency. Your energy is currency. Your presence as a woman is currency. It is so powerful that a man can do something wrong towards you, and he can use that as currency, social currency in other environments to make him a king. Because remember this, if you've all watched something like Game of Thrones or whatever, a king will be famous when he does something bad too. A king will get access to things because he's feared, or because, ooh, he did that towards her, right? So it is so important to clock that this attention of like exposing a man, or as I said before, there's nothing wrong with letting people know he did this and we're not, don't deal with him, right? That's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. But still understand that men will find some community where they are praised for having been associated with something negative with you, because energy to them is energy. Your presence to them is presence. No matter if it's negative or if it's positive. The fact that you're feeding into the problem is still positive in his eyes. That's him being the little dog with the tail wagging because he thinks he's getting a treat for having bit someone. So he's going to continue biting. And this is actually this is how we create monsters. I'm not saying we create them because they're monsters in themselves, but it's definitely something we have to be aware of, because they don't deserve this ego boost. They don't deserve the ego boost of being told you did so much wrong stuff on social media, because they're going to take that as the ego boost that it is. And they're going to go out and they're going to continue to do more wrong stuff. I've heard story times, countless of times, from women where some guy they dated, he ends up being the type of guy who does whatever he did towards her with other women as well, because he likes the attention of knowing that he's that guy. And that's what he's living high and mighty off. That's why he's willing to do it again, even if it's completely immoral, even if it's completely crazy. He's willing to do it again because he's getting attention. He's boosting his ego. That's why we can't give these men this attention, because it's going to make them feel like he's like, you know how you watch these old movies in like the Wild West, and there's like a, what do you call them? Like a man on the run. It's like this bad guy on the run with his horse, and like the bandit they have to catch, right? Well, these bandits in these old West movies, they're always kind of seen as like sometimes a bit of the cool guy, like, oh, this bandit is on the run. That's what the man feels like when you're like saying, oh, this man did this man did that. We should, obviously we should out a man for doing what he did wrong, but we should also be aware that it can get to a point where this man feels like he's getting the attention. I mean, he's an attention. So he feels like he's kind of like a girl on a reality TV show who's like getting all of the attention. This is why these men go on reality TV shows. I can respect the men who go on reality TV shows more, because they're upfront about the fact that they want the attention, and they're upfront about the fact that they're willing to wreck things in order for them to get more attention. I can respect that a little more than I can respect the man who wrecks a successful woman's life in order for him to gain her energy, so that she will use this energy and magnetize this energy even if it's bad. Because a successful woman's energy is already up here, and this man will try everything that he can in order for her to spend her energy on him so that his energy can be magnetized. And this man will sit in a corner and not cry. He will be like, ha ha ha, look at all of the attention I'm getting. Look at all of the attention I'm getting. Because these men are sick. These men are sick. They feel great about being put in a position where they're the bad guy. They love the attention. They love the attention. They'll go somewhere and a woman's going to find him attractive for having done that, because he was associated with a powerful woman. That means, ooh, what can he do for her? other women are willing to wreck their lives because he is powerful now. Clock it. Clock it.